Oh, yeah. Go. Amazing. That's my boy. That's my boy.
He breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds, too.
It's no good. Overtime. Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown.
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beat Cincinnati. Hey, it's Jets Chaos, and I'm in the Jets Lounge. But remember, the chaos is what is live. The chaos is here, and the chaos is not alone, because the chaos sees people in the chat that he will acknowledge. What's going on, Larry, Twisted, whatever you want me to call you? Good evening, Jets fam, and you too, Chaos. Am I not part of the family? And Jets, what's going on? It is the time for chaos, isn't it? I figure we just cut down to 53 people. We're going to talk all about it. But what more is coming? Man, did I predict things, man. I predicted that Yeboah would go on the IR so we can make room on the roster to get somebody else on. And that's what we did. I didn't realize they would also take the punter and do the same thing to him, but genius, right? Take two guys who can't be poached. Then when the thing ends, you put Yeboah on the IR, you put Carter Warren on the IR, they're nice and safe, tucked away, and then you bring back the punter and you bring back Tom Budden was safe. I don't want to pat myself on the back too much, but this is why I feel sometimes like I deserve to be listened to, right? And respected, because I don't know where it comes from or how I do it, but I freaking do it, people. What's up, Hank G? What's going on, Tony Alexio? The Snowball Man is here, and I also see Martin Georgia FF, Chef of Music. Cool. You knew? Welcome, man. Good to have you. Hank G, what's going on? I already said hello to you, Hank G. We got Vinny. What's going on? Dude, read your text messages. Don't panic. It's not about you, but read your text messages. Ant Jets 82, by the way, I want to say, is one of my originals. I mean, Ant Jets 82 has been here from like when this channel, I didn't even have this banner hanging. I had nothing. I was just some guy yelling at a computer. I didn't know what I was doing, but yet he would sit there and support me and listen to me. So I got to just acknowledge that. Like, I mean, he goes back to the day. You know what I mean? Like way back. So I have to acknowledge him for that. I also want to point out that in the chat, pinned in the chat, the first chat message that's in the chat right now, and I'll put it there later again, but it's on top, it's pinned. It's a GoFundMe, and we're going to talk more about that later. It is for somebody who is a content provider. He's a very good friend of Nick's. He had a tragic accident this morning. He's in the hospital right now. He's got a lovely wife. He's got a beautiful child with special needs that he's done a wonderful job adopting. He's adopted this child and puts his heart into taking care of this child. So this is a very deserving human being who's in a very bad way right now. And, you know, Nick will give you more details later, but I definitely want to make sure that if we have and we're able, that we throw a few dollars at this this beautiful human being who really needs our help right now. Let me go and let's get rolling. Let's get cracking with our co-host. He's been gone too long, so let's get him in here. Let me play some music. I'm feeling energetic, so I'll give him the full treatment. Right, the full treatment. This man, and when I say man, I mean man. He's a man. He's a man. He proved it by growing a beard. He walks in a really deep place like this. He acts really strong and says if anybody messes with chaos, they mess with me. 10 toes, 9 toes, it doesn't matter. You mess with chaos, you mess with me. Because you don't know. You don't know what I can do and how much pent-up frustration and energy I have and what I'll do to your head if you mess with my friends. He is the former meatball and French fry eating, the egg and ham with no carbohydrates now eating, it's pork roll and eggs on a roll, not Taylor ham green bean, the one and only, the Jet loving, also Yankee loving, the one and only greatest co-host, number one, Nick Shine.
What's up, bro?
What's up? It's been a while since you had that intro.
I like it. Anytime you can mention pork roll, it makes my heart. My buddy, I'm going to tell you this right off the bat. I'm going to kick off the food conversation. What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing? He made macaroni and cheese for our fantasy football draft on Saturday. And he made spiral noodles with cheese, with bacon, and diced pork roll in it with seasoning, too. It was really good. How's everyone doing tonight?
I think everyone seems ready to go. Everyone's happy. I mean, some good things happened. I have a question that someone might know the answer to. I know he didn't get picked up. Did we re-sign Kuntz to the practice squad?
I think I saw that. I got to check.
Because I thought we were talking to him, but I don't know if it officially happened. I would be shocked. Can you imagine if Kuntz didn't even make the practice squad? What?
Yeah, he's on it. He's on it.
Okay, good.
Tim Boyle. This is from Samini. Tim Boyle, Zach Kuntz, Adam Hanky Panky, Tanzel Smart, Marquise Spencer, Samuel Iguvayan, linebacker, Caleb Johnson, linebacker, Trey Dean, safety, Craig James, and Nehemiah Shelton are so far. That was as of 4 hours ago. That was Samini's roster, or the practice squad roster. Morstead and Bawden both signed back with the Jets. And that is it from what I see for now. Everything else is different team related.
Okay, so Trey Dean. Wow, I'm surprised he made it through the waivers, man. I'm really wow. I can't believe the two people we lost and the people we kept. It's amazing to me how wrong we all have it when it comes to that. We all panic and think we're going to lose all our guys, and then I think we lose two guys that we really didn't really care that much about, or we weren't panicking about losing. I mean, we were going to release Cullen anyway, right? And then the other guy, Cheerleos, whatever.
Sounds like a fun night for you, releasing the Cullen.
Sounds like every night for me.
Those McDoubles are going to do it this year, man.
I'm telling you. Hey, boys. What's up, John B? What's going on? GVH is here. A Fungus Among Us is in the house. So I feel like we did really well in keeping all the guys we wanted for the most part. I think it really situated itself very nicely. I mean, we even got the fullback. Bawden. We got Trey Dean. I think a lot of us wanted Trey Dean, and we're happy that he's back. We 7 wide receivers, so no matter who you liked at wide receiver, we got him back. The Gibson people got Gibson back. The Brownlee people got Brownlee back. Even the Irv Charles people are happy, and they got Irv Charles back. We're not done yet. I don't know if we're really going to seriously go the whole season with 7 wide receivers unless they're counting one of the 7 as really a special teams guy. Because apparently they're in love with Irv Charles, I think, as a special teamer.
A wolf.
I think they're saying that he's might be the replacement for Justin Hardy next year.
A wolf in Charles's clothing.
Not to mention that obviously Xavier Gibson, I am assuming, is going to be the punt returner.
Got to be, right? And then him and Hardman for kickoffs?
Yeah, that's what would make sense to me. I mean, you'd have to, you would think. I mean, when he's healthy, Israel might be a kickoff returner as well. That's an option too. He's certainly fast enough, and he's super fast, and he's got a lot of power. So we have a lot of options for kickoff returning. I really like what I saw from Xavier Gibson. I think he gives us a home run hitting potential as a punt returner. He's pretty electric. So that's exciting. I like that we are the type of organization now that thinks A to Z. Like there's no detail, there's no rock left, uncovered or unlifted or I don't know, unchecked. Like they want not just the offense, not just the defense, but they really care about special teams. They value special teams. And I think if you want to be a championship team, you can't have those weaknesses. It's like what we saw with the chain, the weakest link. We saw that on the show. Huh?
The TV show. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah. So I like the idea that we're looking at that way for the three real elements of the game, right? Like it's offense, defense, and special teams. And I feel like we're putting a lot of effort into all three, which is really, really cool to me.
Are you trying to say that the New York Jets are building a complete team? That's weird.
I feel like that's
you're a weirdo. You and spreading your lies and rumors about us. You're being so chaotic.
Tell me what you know about Alex Erickson. He's on the Jets website as being on the 53. I thought he was cut.
Don't go by the Jet website. I did the same thing last year, and I got roasted because the Jet website didn't update it immediately. I did the same thing last year. He's not there. He's might be on their website, but I talked to someone on Twitter last year, and I was like, he's on the website. And they were like, that's not up to date. I'm like, oh, it was the Tigo. And I was like, forgive me. I'm like, I thought the Jet website would be the reliable place to find out the Jets roster, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So I think you're falling into the same thing that I did, Brad.
Yeah, so he might be gone. Admin error. Yeah. I mean, he didn't really have a fair chance to make the team no matter what he did. Let's face it. I think the other guys ahead of him were just too athletic and had too much potential. It feels like, because I can't imagine what Erickson could have done more to make the roster. I mean, he did everything that was asked of him, but I mean, it is what it is. They apparently, we didn't know how much they loved Irv Charles for the special teams. Like that was the first time I ever heard of that. Like I had no idea he was in like their good graces to that point. We're sitting there and we were talking about Gibson and we were talking about Brownlee.
We kind of wrote him off, right? Like we just did the numbers game and we didn't know no one. All the wild predictions that we see, all the prognosticating that fans and content creators and people in the chat do, not a single Jet fan had 7 wide receivers on the roster prediction. That's why just let the team do it.
Yeah.
Nobody had 7 wide receivers.
It's crazy. Well, there may have been one person. I think Ian from Jet Central had 7.
Did he?
I think he did.
Okay.
I think he did. I have to go back and check, but like in my memory, I was shocked because he had 7 names up there on his little, he did like a PowerPoint and there were 7 names up there. So if it's true, I just want him to get credit for that. Cause if he called that, that's really impressive. Like, I mean, that's pretty damn impressive if he called that.
Yeah, no, that would be.
Yeah. But none of our people, none of our friends, none of the people we know, I don't know of anybody who was saying we were keeping 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm multitasking right now. I have my big money league fantasy football draft going on right now. All the guys are down in Atlantic City. I couldn't do that with the leg and not drinking. I was like, I'm gonna stay home. My legs got too swollen.
Did you make your first selection yet?
I got to keep Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, we're in the 5th round.
You got to keep Trevor Lawrence.
I kept the rules that we have. You keep one player wherever you draft him. You can keep him, but you have to move him up 1 round. So I got Trevor Lawrence in the 12th round last year, and I kept him for an 11th rounder this year. And this is a good quarterback league for points. There's a lot of yardage bonuses.
Awesome.
I had the 3rd pick. I traded down to the 5th pick, and I took Bijan Robinson. 2nd round coming back, I took Calvin Ridley Third round, I took Devontae Smith. Fourth round, I had 2 picks because of that trade. I took DeAndre Swift and Darren Waller.
Wow, we have a player in common. I have Devontae Smith in my big money league. He's my wide receiver 2 in my Jets Lounge league. My wide receiver 1 is Garrett Wilson. So
Nice. He was kept and then traded. He was one of the trades pre-draft. JR, Slim Gaming. I know I owe you a call back. I had to go to therapy today, and today got a little nuts. But I want to talk to you on behalf of our show. I want to talk to you. We got some ideas we want to kick at you. So
I might give
me
you
a call after our show ends or tomorrow. And be safe with the hurricane, man. I know you're down in South Carolina right now.
I have sound bites for him. It's our time, baby. Our time. That's gonna be a great sound bite in the beginning. Our time.
It's like
Blue's
Clues.
Yeah.
Miracle.
Johnny Jimenez, I got good news for you. Kuntz is on the practice squad. He is still officially a New York Jets. You can wear that jersey, baby. You can wear that jersey.
Breaking news from Johnny. He sent it back last night.
Kuka Lake is here. All right.
Hey, before we sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was just reading his chat. I was like, we essentially traded Cook for Bam.
It's an upgrade.
Bam was free though.
Before we get rolling, I wanted to mention the GoFundMe that you pinned for my friend.
Yes.
Good friend of mine. Good guy, good dad. He's stepdad to a son who's got Down syndrome, and he basically is like the main caretaker with him during the day. Really good guy. He's part of the IOW Sports Network. He does a baseball show on there. Just did his first baseball show this past Sunday. He's type 1 diabetic, and he's had a couple neurological issues this year. And unfortunately, we got a message from his wife that she don't know if his sugar dropped or if he had a neurological episode. And unfortunately, he fell down the stairs last night and fractured his skull and his face. They had to do emergency brain surgery today, and they removed the right side of his scalp to keep the swelling down. And he's in a real bad spot. So Jeremy was gracious enough to post the wife's got to find someone to help take care of her son, because it's usually just the two of them. They gotta find like a professional to come in and help. So anything that you guys are able or willing to give would mean a lot. And in the comment, if you do comment, just put from Jets fans, because he always busts my balls on the IOW show and says fuck the Jets every time we bring up the Jets. So when I pray to God he does, when he does make a full recovery, I could shit talk him and say, hey, those Jets fans did some nice shit for you. So if you can, please. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So the link is right on top of the chat. It's pinned, so you should all see it in the comments. Anybody who is able to do it and donate, again, it's going to an amazing cause. It's going to someone who really deserves it and needs it, and it's for the care of a child. That's exactly what it's going for. So appreciate it. And if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, because I have a couple that watch the show, you could say from a Miami Dolphins fan. Let them know where it's coming from. So
yeah. Let him. He's gonna have to have 2 brain surgeries, because when the swelling does go down, they're gonna have to put the scalp back in place, which is wild to me.
Right.
So. Yeah, get food for the family, help with the childcare, help with the medical bills that they're going to get, and just help ease some of their burdens at a really stressful time. So you guys are awesome. You guys were awesome to me in the beginning of the year, and with all the shit that I went through. So anyone can do would be really greatly appreciated. So thank you.
There you have it. All right, and we'll do a reminder later on, as you know, as different people are watching and viewing.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hope we can get them to their goal and get them the care that they need. And man, I really hope that the swelling goes down and you know, he makes a full recovery and
Amen, man.
get back
Amen.
to life. You know, so um, that being said, it's interesting. Defensive line name suggestions. Everybody is so obsessed with the defensive line. I thought that Zach already put an end to that. You know, the Psychos. You know, I mean, to me, it works so well. It's like the Psychos. You know, but apparently they, you know, I guess people are they want to do something else. So the good news is some people left the viewing, and I'm hoping that means they hit the link, and that's why they're gone. And we're raising some money for this guy. But anyway, I think I've heard some good ideas. You know, someone said like into the O'Leary show, the monsters of New York or Manhattan, or I forgot what it was, something like that. And I was like, it sounds too much like the Chicago Bears. You know, the monsters of the Midway or whatever they say.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just
got one name that I want to call them.
Yeah.
Two. I'll give two. Pick one. I want to call them the best, and I want to call them Super Bowl champions. That's it. I want to call them the best D-line of football.
The New York.
I want them to support the fact that I've been saying that they could be the best. That's what I want to call them.
Right. I mean, I think it's by far the strongest room we have on the team. It really is. You know, it's arguably the best defensive line in the NFL. And I think the only thing that stops it from being that as of right now is just they need to get out on the field and prove it. Because I don't like to say things like that about any room or any team. Every year is different. We're entering September in a new season. So nobody is the best of anything until you go out and prove it. But I do believe that we have the opportunity to go out there and prove that we're the best defensive line in the NFL. But they got to go out and show it on the field, right? It got to be more than just on paper. So hopefully they will do that, because if our defensive line is on, then you know that our defense is effective. So J.E. likes the green machine. I like this one. The green curtain for the green. It's kind of cool. Renzilla says, "What's up, guys?" Nickname would be the Rush Hour. That's kind of cool. Or the Bada Bing.
Bada Bing would be good, right? Right after the Hard Knocks, Sopranos, and Robert Saleh drive.
Yeah. The Bada Bing crew.
Respect the family.
Woke up this morning. The Manhattan Project. That leads up to the big one, the bomb. Dropping the bomb. I like the celebration where they drop the hammer, Jermaine Johnson, and they all go with them, and
I'm going to send you video. There's video of me doing the jet chant about 2015, and I was getting the crowd going up in 227B. And when I would drop the hammer just like that to start the jet chant.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I like that.
Yeah, that was cool when they did that, and they did it in unison and everything. What do you think of Hard Knocks when they said about celebration, about not running away, and they called out Bam Knight and said, and he goes, "I ran back though." Like, what do you think about that? Like, as far as a coaching philosophy and everything, and how?
Oh, Izzy's touchdown. I've preached that to my kids for years, so that's right up my alley. You scored the touchdown running the ball. There could be a lot of times where you did the least amount of work on the play. It goes down to the linemen, the tight ends, the receivers blocking. You know, I told my kids in Pop Warner for years, you don't block, you don't run, you don't block, you don't pass, you don't block, you don't score, you don't block, you don't win. So it's a team effort to score a touchdown in the NFL. The only time you don't see that is a sack, fumble, guy picks up the own ball, runs in. He did it all himself, right? But still, it's a great mentality to have. It's, we before I. You know, you win as a team, you lose as a team, you celebrate as a team, you do everything, you travel, everything is done as a team. And I don't like the make it about me generation that we're in. So I like it. I think it's an old school mentality to teach to the new school players. And I love that. I love that mindset.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of that. I really like Hackett. I had to hear how awful he was, but seeing him, seeing his teaching process, seeing the way he speaks to men and gets them to unite, the fun banter that he has with Brees, like, oh, you're out here today? How you doing? Like, nice to meet you. Like that little shit, like to bust a guy's balls, but busting balls is a part of a locker room, and letting you know that when you get your balls bust by somebody else, that means you're accepted. You're in the room, right? You're part of it. So that's like a, hey, welcome back, asshole, without saying it, right?
So my brother is with Zio Ciro. Let me tell you something about Zio Ciro. This is a guy in, Holly Springs, North Carolina, but he also has a place in Apex. 2 pizzeria restaurants. The one in Holly Springs has a bar for anybody in the Triangle area. Ciro makes the best Brooklyn pizza in North Carolina. Like Brooklyn style pizza. If I'm watching a football game, I want one of Ciro's pizzas. And my brother's with him right now. So, and he's saying buonasera. So I say buonasera back to you. If you're listening, Zio Ciro, the best pizza in Brooklyn, baby, right there in North Carolina in Holly Springs. I love it. I had, and tell the YouTube people I'm not getting paid anything for that. That's just me loving on my pizza. So Jets Mess. I don't know who Lenny is, but what's up? Good to see you. And then the D-line called the Bail Breakers. The Bail Breakers. That's interesting. Rendilla wants to make it a whole poem. Green Bean, the meanest machine. Or Green, the meanest machine. I don't know. All I know is that I hope that it turns out and they, get the most sacks and are deserving. You were with them. Anyway, what's going on out there, people? What's going on, Jets Mess? You original OG. How you doing? Look, we just named our 53 roster. Does anybody have questions? Is anybody pissed off? Are people angry about who made the team? Let's talk about how our rooms look right now. We have Aaron Rodgers and Zach Wilson in the quarterback room, right? We have 7 wide receivers. Nick, do you think that's going to last? Are we going to have 7 wide receivers in game 1?
It never changes. It never stays the same, right? It's going to be fluid. It's going to go in and out. It's going to be injury based. It's going to be roster matchups. Plus, who gets activated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charles might not even be activated week 1. So the thing that I love the most in terms of the roster, and it's not so much on who we have, it's who we don't have anymore. Since 2020, the Jets have had the second amount of free agent cuts scooped up by other teams. They've had 13 players scooped up. And what does that say? It says that they're doing a very good job of bringing talent in, drafting guys, undrafted players, building a roster. And the guys that we are getting rid of are good enough to go on and make other teams immediately, even though they weren't good enough per se to make our team. So the scouting department's on fire. The professional and the amateur scouting departments are lighting it up. We're doing a very good job of finding guys that fit what we want to do. And this is what you see, and this is what the Jets have been missing for so many years. It's consistency. We've had consistency in the front office. We have consistency on the sideline. We have consistency in the locker room. We have a culture that is not building, it is fucking built. We are established as a professional, competent football organization. We dreamt about this. We talked about it. I hope you fall off the wall, Humpty Dumpty. when you look at the Jets and you look at where we were and you look at where we are, we're there. We're going to be a contender for a title. We're going to have some sustainable success with the roster that we have. I think Jets fans should start to – we didn't win a title yet. I know that. But this is something we asked for. You can't win a title without having a good front office, a good coaching staff, and a good roster. We have those three things.
Look at that.
We get help.
Sorry. Irv Charles is already put on IR.
That's short term, right?
Oh, yeah. They waited till after the cut.
Yes. So that's short term. That's not season ending.
No, but I'm saying they're still playing gymnastics.
Of course. It never ends. Like there's a fascination on in the YouTube world of the final 53-man roster. This roster is going to change 18 times, 19. It's never going to end. It's guys are going to come in, guys are going to go out, guys are going to get re-signed, guys are going to get promoted from the practice squad. It's not a finished roster. It's always going to change. So it's the first 53-man roster. It's not the final 53-man roster.
So Braden, to answer this question, if a player completely clears waivers, you can sign them directly to your practice squad. They could pick. They could stay with their team if they want them. They have their choice. And that's probably what Bam Knight did to us. Bam Knight cleared waivers and went to another team because we're Detroit, where you'd have a better chance to play.
Opportunity, right?
But if you take a guy with your waiver claim so other teams can't grab him, you can't put him straight on your practice squad. You have to put him on your 53. And I believe he probably has to stay there until at least through week 1. Right, Nick? Like you'd have to start the season with him. You can't take him, hold him for 3 days, and throw him on your practice roster.
I believe so.
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Sorry, I'm coming up in a draft and I temporarily checked out and let you field that question. So I wasn't listening. I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah. I was just saying that you can only claim a person and put them directly into your practice squad if they clear all of waivers. If you take a guy with your waivers picks, preventing other teams to have the opportunity to claim him, then you have to hold on to that guy on your 50 through the beginning of the season to like in week 1.
If you claim a guy on waivers, he has to be on your roster. You can't practice squad him. He's not practice squad eligible. I believe so. What else we got? Daniel Meehan, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Like I said, if you guys are able to donate, I appreciate the kind words, the prayers. Throw them out there. It'll be helpful. What else we got? Can Zach be – Tony asks, can Zach be effective as a number 2? I don't see why not. Listen, let's be real. There's not many teams in the NFL that if number 1 goes down, their season just continues. If you lose number 1, you're in for some deep shit. We're on that list. Teams with expectations. You saw what happened with the Dolphins last year when Tua went down. And then Bridgewater went down. You saw what happened to the Rams. Stafford not being able to play a lot last year. Kupp went down too. It's tough to overcome that your superstar is going down. This is a league of where superstars are difference makers, whether it's quarterback or your edge rusher. You saw what happened to the Steelers defense last year without TJ Watt. Steelers weren't very good with one player coming off of their defense. He came back, and it's like they won the last 6 games to finish 9-8. But elite players are difference makers in this league, and if you keep your difference makers healthy, you should have a chance at the end. If you have enough of them, and I think we have enough of them to do that.
Yeah. Sorry to burst your bubble, my friends. Jets Fan United, my good friend. Sorry to burst your bubble, but if knock on wood, if anything happens to A-Rod, Zach Wilson's going in. It's not going to be Boyle. It's Zach Wilson. Now, if he did horrible and he got the yips again, we don't know what'll happen. But he's the QB2. He's going in whether we like it or not.
I mean, Zach doesn't even need to throw. He can just go run for 1,000 yards.
I know.
We're not afraid of him taking a hit if he's QB2.
What did you think about Bailey Zapp? Nobody took him, and the New England re-signed him to their practice squad. Are you surprised? I'm a little confused about the situation with Bailey Zapp. I honestly thought he was as good as Mac Jones. And I don't know why a team like Arizona didn't jump all over that.
Yeah. Little shocking. I don't know. I mean,
Did people watch his
I
tape?
want New England stacking up all the bad players that they can.
I thought Bailey Zapp was legitimately a good quarterback, good enough to be a very solid number 2 at the worst. Like his floor was a very good backup quarterback, potentially with a ceiling of being an actual starting quarterback. So will just never understand that. There are certain things that are beyond my understanding, and I know there's always some people will come and try to explain it, but 90% of those times, those people are just talking out of their ass. They have no idea either, but they want to look smart, so they'll try to explain it.
That's valid.
Solid.
What?
Brandon.
That's valid.
Braden. I called him Brandon. Braden from New Zealand. Hi, Mike. Man, our roster is good. I'm really excited. We can surely do something this year. Yeehaw. I agree. I agree. This is a very serious team. There's no doubt about it. So, we'll see.
Give me a sec. I'm on the clock here. Give me a second.
I would be shocked if the Jets traded Zach Wilson. Yes. I just don't see it anymore. I think this is all in the fans' minds. I think that Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh believe that Zach Wilson might be salvageable. And I believe that Rodgers really is working with him, and they're seeing improvement and really believe he could be a quarterback someday. I don't think we're getting rid of him. I'm not saying they're right. I'm telling you what I'm interpreting of them saying. I don't think they're lying to everybody. I don't think this is a big lie. I think that Aaron Rodgers truly likes Zach Wilson a lot and truly cares about him and is trying to help build him into a quarterback. And I don't think the Jets are giving up on that. I think that plan is a real plan. Now, they're going to make a real assessment. 2 years from now, 3 years from now, Aaron Rodgers retires. If they don't see, if the growth didn't happen, if they're not seeing it, then of course not. They're going to have to go out and get a quarterback. But I believe that they believe in that plan, whether we believe in it or not. They don't care what we think. They don't care what we believe. They don't care if the fan base hates Zach Wilson. They don't care if the fan base doesn't believe in him. They don't care. They already proved they don't care about what we think. They're the experts. They're the ones getting paid. It's their jobs on the line, and they're making the decisions. And their decision is that Zach Wilson is the quarterback too. And I promise you he is, without question.
You know me. When I hear things, I'll question it, right? If Aaron Rodgers goes down, our season goes with it.
But isn't that true with almost every team?
Yes. We're not losing. We're not bringing in any backup. You give us our choice of any backup in the league. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, we're not getting our goals accomplished this year. So pick whoever you want and write their name in as QB2. We're still not going to get to our goals.
But if he was to go down for 3 games, don't you think it depends whether or not we can hold our own during those 3 games? Obviously, the opponent matters. But if we're fully healthy,
I mean, playoff-wise, if he misses extended time.
Right.
I don't mean like a little stint during. If we lose, God forbid, any of the top teams in the AFC lose their guy for the season, Herbert, Mahomes, Burrow, Tua, Allen, us, the season's derailed. The chances of beating these other quarterbacks and teams with a backup quarterback is thrown out the window. So arguing about QB2 and 3 is just Jets fans trying to start a fire to try to put it out with an argument.
But if he goes down for 3 to 4 games, it depends. The answer is it depends on which Zach Wilson.
It depends on which 3 games. If it's Washington, Atlanta at the end of the year, that's a lot different than Kansas City, Denver, Philly.
Right.
Those 3 games.
Let's say it's games 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like, here's my example, though, regardless of that. If we get the Zach Wilson that just manages the game, The Zach Wilson that played against Pittsburgh, the Zach Wilson that played against Green Bay, the Zach Wilson that played against Buffalo, the Zach Wilson that played against Denver. If we get that Zach Wilson, not a star, not great, not good enough to win playoff games and Super Bowls, but if we get that Zach Wilson that won't make mistakes and just be a game manager with this defense, this running game, and a healthy offensive line, we absolutely could go 2-2 in those games or even 3-1, depending on who the opponents are. It's not like we have nothing and we're going to go 0-4. I promise you, if you put Boyle in there, there's a chance we'll go 0-4. Don't go by the preseason. Boyle was coming in at the end of the game against guys who are now working at Home Depot. Stop. He's horrible. Okay, so let's not fool ourselves. I'm telling you the truth. So we're basically what I described, by the way, is every team what they hope from their backup quarterback in the NFL. Every team in the NFL hopes, like Kansas City, all those teams we talked about, they just want their backup quarterback to be able to manage the game and keep them afloat if their starting quarterback misses some time.
Yeah.
And every one of those teams also knows, just like Nick was saying, if they lose him for the season, if Mahomes, any of those guys, the season's over. The season is done. Finito. Because, maybe it's a little different for the Eagles because they're in the NFC and there's a lot less competition. But in the AFC, Buffalo, Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Chargers, the Jets, any of those teams lose their starting quarterback for the year, they are no longer a contender.
Okay.
They're out.
Yeah,
And that, as they say, is that. So what we have to do is we have to knock on wood and we have to hope that Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt.
Oh.
What?
I could be both.
Chubby and Nubby? Oh, that's horrible. What the hell? The abuse I take. I could be downstairs right now. You know what I mean? I could be down playing with my puppies. I don't have to be doing this.
Chubby and Nubby. It's funny. It's funny, though. I'll give credit. All right.
Jeff
So
Van United loves Tim Boyle.
Oh, Tim Boyle can be Nick Foles. All right. Which Nick Foles? Philadelphia Nick Foles? All right, I'll take that year. But there was other Nick Foles.
It's very typical for New York Jet fans. Bring a quarterback in the fourth quarter of preseason every game. Have him play against Home Depot workers. He does well. We saw this last year with Strevler. It's every year. We fall in love. Remember it used to be Sims? Phil Sims' son?
Oh, Sims. There was McElroy one year had a good game. Greg McElroy, Alabama quarterback, who announced this for CBS College Football. Like 26 years old when he was out of the league.
Yeah. Every single player that comes in and has a good preseason game in the fourth quarter, we deem the next Jets savior. It's like it never has happened. We've never had a quarterback picked up out of nowhere that came in preseason and did well in the fourth quarter and then did everything. As a matter of fact, one could argue Strevler was the only one that did anything because he made that game close. He was able to make that Jacksonville game. Was it the Jacksonville game? He made one of those games actually come down. Like we had some hope. So.
I mean, not everybody has a great emergency quarterback like the Jets did on the opening week of 1999, and the punter, Tom Tupa, came in.
Yep. Allison, what's going on? Praying for the Aaron Rodgers and the Jets to have a good season, go to the playoffs first, and then Super Bowl. Thank you. We are praying for that, too. We want that, too. Very much so. How about Browning Nagel? The only thing I loved about Browning Nagel was listening to Joe Namath say his name. Now, the Jets have Browning Nagel, and Nagel got a good I saw you break a smile when I said that, Nick.
I did. I like when you do characters. Warms my soul. Hey, what's up, Frank? We have everything but a backup QB, and that makes me nervous. What can we do? Pray that the QB1 doesn't get hurt.
Yeah. You know what? It makes us like every other team in the NFL.
Yeah.
We're just like every team. Like God, knock on wood. I mean, we just have to, the Giants can't lose Daniel Jones, right? I mean, like every team would tell you that. Like the worst thing that could happen is we lose our starting quarterback, except for Dallas.
Let's go through the AFC. Allen, Tua, Rodgers, Burrow, Watson, Lamar Jackson, Trevor Lawrence, Mahomes, Herbert. Any of these guys go down, their chances of getting past the other teams that I just mentioned are shot. Health is what's going to matter most. Health is going to be what separates the winner of the AFC from the teams that maybe didn't get by.
Yeah. No, it's
And Glenn Foley, Johnny mentioned Glenn Foley. Glenn Foley threw for 400 yards the opening week of 1998 in San Francisco before Garrison Hurst broke that 96-yard run to end it in overtime. Glenn Foley wasn't bad that opening week.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've had horrible quarterbacks have great games, right? I mean, like we've seen it all the time. Like that's why you can't judge by one game. Who's that guy? I'm forgetting his name. For Green Bay, came in, he played the last game of the year, had a great game. Seattle signed him to this huge contract.
And then Russell Wilson beat him out in camp.
Kittles or something. No, I'm forgetting his name. But like, I forget. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's like I mean, that's why it was
got a 3-year, $25 million deal. Flynn. Got it. Flynn.
Was Matt Flynn? Matt Flynn, something like that. Yeah. I mean, was it a fake? I don't know if this was fake on Twitter. There's something about like Ron Rivera, the coach of the Redskins, saying that he regrets not playing Sam Howell and didn't know he was so good and everything. And then they waited to the last game. And then I looked at his numbers for the last game. He had like a 47 quarterback rating. He had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 170 yards with a 55% completion. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, I know it was against a tough Dallas defense. Maybe that's the argument. But like, you're telling me that he's a great quarterback because of one game? An NFL coach?
I mean,
is saying that?
You see him in a full offseason as the number one, and maybe now he's showing more than getting announced on 3 practice days. End of the year, you practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Really, that's it. Everything else is classroom. So maybe seeing him in the offseason, seeing him conduct himself, maybe now they're like, maybe we should have given him a little more burn last year to get him a little more experience. I could see that take.
Well, the rumor is it's their new offensive coordinator that's discovered him or made him better already.
Oh, Bieniemy?
Yeah, but we're going to see. But wouldn't that be something if all of a sudden Howell's really good and everybody's crediting Bieniemy?
Yeah, right. He's the next Mahomes.
Can you imagine?
Just comes out like Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, first full year starting, scores 50 total touchdowns. MVP. Sorry, I'm having a little snack here.
You can go, so I love that. Surprised Zach was not dealt. I'm not surprised because the financial reasons more than anything in the world. The money it would have cost the Jets. It would be a very paranoid Belichick move by the Jets to bring in Zapp. I really wanted to do it just to flip the middle finger at him. Just to flip the middle finger at Belichick. I would have loved to bring in Zapp.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I mean, it's just kind of weird because, I mean, it's kind of strange because I honestly I was surprised when they took Zapp out and put Mac Jones back in. I thought New England was a better team with Bailey Zapp. I thought they were more dangerous. I was having a panic attack. I said, "Oh my God, why does this team get to have a quarterback? Like, how is this happening to us again?"
To be fair, though, I've seen some of your videos. You have about 475 panic attacks on any given Sunday.
Well, that's true, but
So
that was
saying you're having a panic attack doesn't really give me a good litmus test of where you're at.
I know, but like, come on.
There's
man.
2 cars in front of you in the McDonald's drive-thru. Panic attack.
Look, one of the worst things that could happen for me right now is if New England somehow scored a stud quarterback and went right back to being a top team again. Like, I cannot have that.
I think we're all right.
We better be.
I think we're all right. Mo Lewis is retired, so we don't have to worry about starting any more dynasties for them. Purdy is back and healthy. Yeah, Randilla, Purdy's QB1 there as long as he's healthy. Look, they thought high enough of Sam to get rid of Trey Lance, who they traded 3 number 1 picks for. So it's telling you what they think of Sam Darnold. And good luck to him, man. I really hope he gets to play, because I'm very big on Shanahan being the quarterback whisperer, the new Andy Reid. Every quarterback he coaches just succeeds. So I hope Sam gets a shot, because I don't think he'll ever give it up. I think that could be a great place for him for a very long time.
Yeah. What is this? What's that? Oh, no, that wasn't it. Hold on right there. Glenn Foley said once at Boston College that the only bowl Rutgers would go to is in the bathroom.
Nice.
It's messed up.
He was right. But when Glenn Foley was in college, he was right. It took Rutgers a very long time to get there.
They had
Glenn Foley was in college in the early 90s. Rutgers didn't get to a bowl until 06.
Yeah. That was when they had that running back Rice, right?
They had Brian Leonard. They had Rice. They had my ex-wife's cousin. He was on the defensive line, Joe Giacobbe. Who was a Jets strength and conditioning coach for a couple of years.
Like the way I made an annoyed look, and I said, "What did he do?" Joe Jacoby.
I can't stand you. I cannot stand you.
Yeti, what's going on, K Yeti? You still have that Foley jersey?
No, they put the Favre patches over all of them a few years later.
Anyone own a Quincy Carter jersey?
Quincy Carter.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if everybody had to turn in all their Jet jerseys for the last 40 years, and we just went through them? How many would just make us laugh? Guys that we believed in, that we thought were going to be these amazing superstars.
You know what I have?
What? 0 jerseys.
I don't believe in them. I don't believe in them. I think they're a scam. What?
You never had one? Not even as a kid?
Last one I bought for myself was Jonathan Vilma. And when they traded Jonathan Vilma away, I said, these are a scam. They're bullshit. They're ways just to make money. I'll never buy one again. The last one I ever wore for a game was the Mark Sanchez hot dog game against the Raiders. And my sister and her boyfriend at the time came over and gave me a Leon Washington jersey. And I wore it. And in that game, Leon Washington broke his leg in like 3 places. I took the jersey off. I threw it at her and said, take it back. They're bad luck. I will never wear another jersey again for a game. And I have it.
I got Green Bean, Mekhi Becton jersey 2 years ago.
Okay.
And right before during early in camp, he wore it during a broadcast or whatever. And about 2 weeks later, after I got it for him, Becton, second game of the year, Becton gets rolled on, or first game of the year, Becton gets rolled on by Van Rotten. He's out, ends up not coming back that season. Misses the next season. I told Green Bean, I don't know if you should take that jersey back out. Maybe you should keep that Becton jersey in the drawer wherever you've had it for these past 2 seasons, but maybe we shouldn't be pulling that thing out.
Yeah, and I'm superstitious. You know,
Mhm.
and I passed the torch to my son. My son was born in 08, and Target had a Lavernius Coles jersey for a little infant. I got him a Lavernius Coles jersey. After that, it was Leonard Williams, Richardson, Wilkerson, Revis, Robbie Anderson, Chris Ivory, Le'Veon Bell, Mark Sanchez, Decker, Marshall. And my son finally just said to me, I got him a Quincy Williams 3 years ago for his birthday. And he goes, Dad, can we stop getting me jerseys? Every jersey I've ever gotten, the guy's gone. So now he's got a Quinnen Williams jersey and he's got a Garrett Wilson jersey. And he's like, I think maybe the jinx is over. Quinnen just signed an extension. Garrett Wilson's going to be here for a long time. He wants a Sauce and a Rodgers for his birthday coming up in a few weeks. So hopefully the shine jinx is over.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I just don't buy. I buy jerseys from freaking, DHgate. I just get DHgate jerseys and that's it. I won't buy an authentic jersey because players don't last long enough. So it's like, screw it.
Yeah.
DHgate, $30 or whatever it is. And then I realized why, because they all have an imperfection. Sometimes you never know what it is. Sometimes you see a loose thread, whatever it is. I put this DH jersey on, my Rodgers jersey, and I finally figured out what the defect is. I looked, and the jersey is perfect. Everything is great except the sleeves. The sleeves are like extra baggy.
Oh yeah,
like hanging down. Like I could gain 500 pounds and be an 800-pound guy, and it would still be fine around my arms. And I realized what the imperfection of that jersey was. It screwed up the sleeves. The sleeves are too big.
Nice.
But my some of the other jerseys were perfect. Like they came out fine. And they're absolutely fine. Like the Garrett Wilson jersey is really good, and my Sauce Gardner jersey is perfect.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on deck here to pick. Never bought a jersey. Been given plenty of years as gifts. Yeah, I had right before the Leon Washington thing, someone had bought me a Bart Scott and a Sean Green, but I never wore them for a game. I never wore them for a game. Like I couldn't do it. I wore them to be nice when the people were around off season, but couldn't do it.
You don't feel a little bit like a doofus?
Yeah, but for many other reasons. For many other reasons. That's got nothing to do with it. As you try to deep throat your microphone. You all right over there?
Yeah. I'm just reading a chat from Allison. Allison, we're not going to talk about the Redskins. I don't know. I can't give you an answer to that. Because then, that's just not, we're Jets. I don't know why they had to change their name and everything, and we don't want to get into it because it just goes into a topic where people might feel differently about it, and then people get offended. And I understand your curiosity, but it's just that's the way the world is, right? I mean, it's just a weird world right now where people get offended and things, and it causes changes and everything.
Message me off air, Allison. I got you. I got a good response for you.
Nick will give you a good 30-minute.
Reach out to me. I'll light your night up with a response.
Offline, Nick will explain the whole thing to you. But I don't want to go there. The reality is they had to change their name. They're the Commanders now and whatever. It's just, I'm more of a Shakespearean approach. A name is not an arm or a leg. It's just a name, So Lions tried Mims. Now they got Bam. Yeah, it's a good point. But I think Bam is a lot more proven than Mims as far as what he is. Like Bam is a solid back of the roster running back. He's like if you're in a bind and you need a guy. He runs hard and he fights hard.
You need a guy. I got you a guy.
He's a running back.
Come see me in Brooklyn. I got a guy. I got a guy for you.
He's a guy. He's another
guy.
guy. He'll take the ball. He'll run with the ball for you.
I got a Jersey guy. I got a lawn guy. I got a car guy. I got a house guy. I got a window guy. I got a sandwich guy.
You need fish. You need fish. I got a guy. His name is Jeff Van. I get you fish, fresh fish, right from the month. Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Van United. G, rest up, buddy. Get well. He's
Get well, brother. Get well, brother. You're my fish guy, buddy. Okay. The Washington.
My last 3 picks. This is a big. You get 2 receivers to start, and you get 2 flexes. Mm-hmm. And I've loaded up on wide receivers. I got Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
Devontae Smith.
Okay.
And then I took Zay Flowers, George Pickens, and Jackson Smith-Njigba the last 3 rounds. And now I'll load up on like backup running backs with my next 2 picks.
All right. Who are your first 2 running backs? You took the new kid.
I took Bijan Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
And then DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
On Philly. So he should get a lot of goal line work, right? They're going to score a lot, except for when they play off.
And how many guys are in your league?
12.
Oh, 12-team league? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. So like now for my 3rd running back, I'm targeting like either A.J. Dillon, Damian Harris, or Akane from Miami, who he's a little guy, or Elijah Mitchell, who has McCaffrey's backup. Mitchell and McCaffrey are never healthy at the same time, so it's good to, if you don't have one, have the other, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Did you get your whatchamacallit?
What? Period? No, I'm good.
Your defense. Your defense.
No, not yet.
Because if you can grab the Jets, they're going to get a lot of points through sacks and strip sacks and things like that.
Yeah, I got 2 picks. Then the 11th round is my Trevor Lawrence keeper. 12 or 13. I got to take a backup quarterback and then a defense in 12 and 13.
Yeah. Hey, Mo, is the college season start this week? Like will we have games on Saturday?
Yeah, there were some games this past Saturday.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
college football launches Labor Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
Full launch, I believe.
And this Monday is Labor Day coming up?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Only on the East Coast.
So we'll have some games on Saturday. Some college football.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, Allison, nobody thinks it's a racist question. I'm sorry if we came off that way. It's just divisive. And then when you get into that, then it's not the show for that.
Yeah.
It'll cause a divide, right?
It's not a racist question. It's a question where that people are divided on. Like there are people who support that they had to change their name, and there are people who don't. And I don't like to bring in things where people
it'll basically domino effect into a political discussion, which we don't want that in the chat. Right. That's all.
Eventually
it'll roll downhill. It'll go down a hill we don't want to go down. Right. And Jeremy and I are both large and can roll for a very long time.
Yeah. So it's not a racist question. I don't blame you for asking. It's a good question. It's a totally fine question. We just don't want to go down that path. That's all. Because it's just trust me. It's better we don't talk about those things.
Perfect topic. Allison, however, you can subscribe to Proud New York Jets fans, and I will gladly take that question on my channel. I'll put my page in there for you.
Right.
I'm not monetized. I'll go in.
So, I mean, look, it's slow. Things are going to be really slow until the season starts. I just realized that we're sitting here like, what are we going to talk about? Because
the calm just started, right? Like the whole hype went down. The 53-man is done. And where are we at now? It's like nobody get hurt at practice. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Yeah. It's just like right now, that's what's left for us right now. We have 2 weeks to sit there and pray that there are no injuries. We have, and I mean, I guess we didn't talk about the reality that we should be happy that, and knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it. I don't remember us being this healthy coming towards the beginning of a season that we are at this moment. Like, it took all of camp to come together, but it feels like even Carl Lawson coming back, like everything just came together as far as health. Isn't that incredible, Nick?
Yeah, the way the whole offensive line came together, right? And we said it. We knew Dwayne Brown had the shoulder. We knew Becton was a reclamation project from his back-to-back seasons. We knew AVT had the injury. It was just a matter of time. The main thing was not to be fully healthy July 31st. The main thing was to be healthy, 50 days later on September 11th. And let's get in there today. Everything was good. He participated in everything. Had a little media time after today and yesterday, I believe. So it's everybody's looking good. Everything's coming out strong about Breece Hall. We haven't heard anything yet that's negative or to be concerning about opening night. So that's a really good sign. That's been one of our biggest concerns this offseason, right? Let's go down the list, all right? Here, I'll give us a topic to discuss. This should be a fun one. I haven't seen many people discuss this. Let's go down from the last game last season, the New York Jets fans checklist from then until now. Get a quarterback. Check. Get a center. Double check. We re-signed McGovern and we drafted Tittman. We're good there. Be healthy. Everyone's coming back. Breece Hall. Big question mark, right? Vera Tucker. Big question mark. Our biggest concern right now, health-wise, is Carl Lawson's back. And he's practicing. He's not on the IR. He was a full practice. So every concern, go ahead, like in the chat if I'm missing any. List your concerns that you had for the Jets going into the season. And everything has been coming out good. Everything's come out. We got ourselves an improvement in offensive coordinator. Check. Like, everything's coming into my mind now talking about it. We upgraded offensive coordinator. We got Aaron Rodgers. Breece Hall looks on track to be back. We added some depth at wide receiver with Lazard, Hardman, Cobb. We brought some undrafted guys in who look like they can be shining. Pun intended. We added depth at the defensive end position with Will McDonald in case someone goes down. Sherwood stepped up nicely at linebacker. Another check. Everything has been going good. Everything has been going the Jets' way. Has me shit scared. It's like you're waiting for the shoe to drop, right? Like you're looking. But everything that we've been concerned about has come out to be positive. We haven't had to wait to week 8. We haven't had to wait 12 weeks. We haven't had guys. Eccles had a 1-game suspension. Listen, if you could pick anyone on the Jet roster to have a 1-game suspension, Eccles?
Well,
anyone going to argue that? Anyone going to argue Eccles?
You certainly wanted to be one of the backups and not a starter, and Eccles is a backup. Yeah. I mean, if as long as, knock on wood, Reed and Sauce Gardner stay healthy game 1, it doesn't impact us at all. So like we're totally fine.
Every single thing that we have been concerned about. You want to get stronger in the running back room? Dalvin Cook turned down Buffalo, New England, and Miami, our 3 division rivals, and chose us. Oh, what's that? The team that's kicked the shit out of us for the last 25 years wanted Aaron Rodgers? Oh, he said no, and he came here. Things are good. Things are good in Jet World. We have other head coaches that have nothing to do with us, like Sean Payton. Cute guy, see your comment. Talking shit about us. Because we got the target on our back. Because things are going well here, and he picked the bad quarterback over there to be with. So everything is going good for the Jets. And we're arguing about QB2. Like, that's how good it is. Zach Wilson's not our starter, and we're up in arms over QB2. Man, if Thomas Hennessy gets hurt, man, who's going to snap the ball? You could find a guy. QB2, if Rodgers is out, our season goes down the tubes.
K-Yeti. Do I have suggestions? Yeah, I actually do. Make sure you,
Baking barbecue chicken.
during the baking process, pull the chicken out and continue to baste it with the sauce throughout the process.
I actually baste mine with the oil first and the seasoning to make it crispy, and then towards the end I put the barbecue on.
Nice.
I'll slow cook them on the grill on the top rack.
Yeah.
And I'll slow cook them, and I'll baste them a little bit, and I'll keep aluminum foil on the bottom part of the grill so the oil don't drip and create an inferno. And then I'll wrap that up and take that out after like it kind of dries out and gets a little crisp to it. And that's when I'll add the Sweet Baby Ray's and the seasoning.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of the slow cook.
The slow cook is a very good thing.
Slow cook.
Nothing wrong with it. But when you do a slow cook, you definitely want to start with oil and a hot sear to keep the juices in.
Yeah. Another Jet fire. We let Bam Knight go. Listen, guys, we're going to let good football players go. Bam Knight had a couple nice quarters of football against two of the worst defenses in the NFL, as the Buffalo Jet fan tweeted today. He had 6 nice quarters against the worst 2 run defenses in the NFL last year.
Yep.
Losing Bam Knight does not change the trajectory of our season. Adding Dalvin Cook could put us over the top. I'm okay with that trade. You guys should be too. I know you're being a little sarcastic there, Kuka, but there are Jets fans saying about Bam Knight, what are we going to do? Stop it. Not everything is a freaking massive inferno. Football moves have to be made. Football decisions have to be made. I don't even do a 53-man roster projection. Do you know why? Because my 53-man roster, who is ever the hell the Jets select. That's it.
Hey, Dad.
I'm gonna root for those guys.
Yeah, hold on. Let me cut this.
Yeah, let me get I need 6 pies. My wife went out for the night. I need 6 pizzas. Let me get 2 pepperoni, 1 meat lovers, 1 extra cheese. Let me get a white pie with extra garlic. Garlic knots, because I don't have enough dough already, and I want to make sure this is the hardest thing in the world to ever push out in the next 2 days. Let me get a little eggplant rollatini. And if you could, stop at Walgreens and get me a large bottle of Tums. Yeah, Mo, and a Diet Coke. Give me a 2-liter Diet Coke. Very good, Mo. I know you've been trolling about other things that I had to bite my tongue about, but way to team up there at the right time with that one. You handsome son of a bitch. Look at you. Look at you. Where'd it go? Bam is a 3rd-string running back. Not for us. Not for us. Bam's a nice player. Bam got elevated last year. They brought James Robinson in. Bam was on the practice squad. And Detroit has a very good offensive line. They have a very good downfield offense. I think it's a very good fit for him in Detroit. I honestly do. And I wish him well. You know, he said the right things here. He never made it about him. So I wish him well.
Okay, I'll call you tomorrow after you're done with that.
That's how long it's going to take them to order your dinner. Jeremy makes such a large dinner order that Jeremy has to call in tomorrow's dinner now to give them time to bring in people on overtime to prep his meal. Hey, buddy, everything okay?
Yeah, that was my dad.
Oh, how's he doing? God
He's
damn
good.
it. How do you guys make me feel guilty? Oh, it was my dad. I'm making fun of you ordering all this food, and it was actually something serious.
Well, no, he's good. He's good. He's got a treatment tomorrow, but like everything's set, so it's good.
He's all right. He's doing well.
Yeah. He's getting stronger. He's getting better. Yep.
Jeremy, you're not going to believe this. Your mother's making the fucking meatloaf again.
I've been busy all week. I haven't gotten to watch the tennis.
Oh, are you into tennis?
When I was there taking care of my dad, we were watching Wimbledon the whole time. So there's an American player, a new player that we had never heard of that did really well. So he was calling to find out like when he's playing, if I could figure out when the match was or make sure he knows or so he won't miss it. I forgot his name. But he was this young guy.
I just saw something. What is the U.S. Open going on in New York?
Yeah.
It sounded there was a guy yelling at someone who was the former like top 20. Oh, someone just picked the Jets defense. That had to be Gary. Oh, Frank. There's 5 Jets fans in this league. So the first D just went. The Jets defense just went.
Well, you still got Baltimore, San Francisco.
Everyone.
No.
That's the first one to go.
I'm naming the good ones.
Oh, somebody took Akane from Miami. Nice pick.
Jalen Hyatt on the Giants. That wide receiver, he's a sleeper. He's going to be good. Jalen Hyatt's going to be really good. Team's messed up.
He's a one-trick pony for now. He's a go guy. He's a big, tall guy. He's a burner. I think he had a 5-touchdown game, Tennessee against Alabama. So I became a fan of him that day because Nikki was with me watching that game, and my son's an Alabama fan. So I became a Hyatt fan watching him light up Alabama. I think Tennessee fell short, or maybe they beat them. I forget. But Hyatt had a 5-touchdown game against them.
Because everybody's assuming because Tennessee's offense – like doing well as a receiver doesn't mean as much, they're saying, because of the system. But what they don't realize is, okay, that might be make it harder to know, but that doesn't mean he's not great. Like you don't like that doesn't prove that he can't. Like if he was on Alabama, there's no saying that he wouldn't have scored 5 touchdowns every game. Like just because Tennessee does a certain kind of offense that make receivers look good doesn't mean that is proof that they're not good enough. Like, and like if you look at his speed and his size and the camp that he had for the Giants, Hyatt's a good pick, man. I have him hidden on my roster.
You got a keeper league, and then you can keep a guy.
Yeah.
You take him in those late rounds, and then you could get a nice deal. Oh, Yankees are winning now. Of course, they're winning now. Yeah, Allison. Oh, well, thank you for joining, and I posted my link in there. I think it's still in there. If you would sub over to Proud New York Jets fans, Jeremy and I do a show a couple days during the week. We pop on for practice shows, and later this week I should have an announcement. I got to talk to producer JR, and then we'll figure out regular weekday shows for me. And hope to see all you guys over there.
And you should order a pizza. You getting hungry? Order a pizza.
Yeah.
It's always nice to order a pizza. Delicious. Pizza.
Oh, yes, U.S. Open, like I was saying. There was a guy who was a former 20th ranked player in the world sitting in the stands, and Brooklyn, New Yorker, guy with the Brooklyn accent yelling. I'm like, who the fuck are you? You fucking tell me what to do. Who are you? And security came over, and then the tennis crowd, oh my God, I'm scared. You hear a woman in the background. Oh my God, do we have to call 911? They're at the U.S. Open with police, security, but it was the stereotypical scared New York women. Oh my God, they're yelling. Do we call 911? And she says it twice at the end of the video, and I wanted to just launch my phone across the room. I was laughing so hard.
Dude, I was on a bus in Amsterdam. Okay, me and 2 friends. We now.
All right, I don't believe the story already because I know you don't have 2 friends.
Well, actually, only one was my friend. The other was a friend of his. So you technically.
There you go. All right, it's a tag along. Okay.
So the 3 of us are on the bus in Amsterdam, and we the fact that we even figuring it out was impossible. I mean, we're talking local, not touristy. Their actual bus that real people there use to get downtown Amsterdam to their homes, right? We're trying to use the bus system to get to the Anne Frank. So we get on the right bus. We're trying to count the stops because we can't read the freaking street names, right? In the map, it's so complicated. And we're going, and we stop at one of the stops. I swear to God, the door opens to the bus, and we're sitting in the back, and we hear all the way in front of the bus the woman that walks up to the bus. And I said, guys, shh, let's listen to this, because I saw her walking to the bus and said, definitely an American, right? And this might potentially be funny. And sure enough, she gets on the bus, like one step up, and she goes, and I am not kidding you, excuse me, can you tell me, is this the bus that will take us to the Jewish Museum? Now, remember, it's the Anne Frank Museum. It's not the Jewish Museum. It's the Anne Frank Museum.
Depends who you talk to.
We knew exactly.
Some of the older Jews might call it the Jewish Museum.
We knew exactly where she needed to go. So my friend gets up and like to holler something, and I thought he's going to help, like get on the bus. My friend, because he's from Brooklyn, he's a typical asshole, yells out, "It's in Brooklyn!" And the bus driver doesn't know how to help her. And then she's like looking at the thing, how much money. And finally, the bus driver tells her, get off. You're not ready to come on. We have to go. Closes the doors and drives away. But if you saw the confusion on her face when this guy yelled out, "It's in Brooklyn." Like, she was so confused because she was like, imagine her perspective. She's this Jewish New York lady who goes up to a bus in a foreign country, says to a bus driver, "Where's the Jewish Museum?" And someone on the bus with a Brooklyn accent goes, "It's in Brooklyn."
Nice. Nice. I think I'm leaning towards, if he's still there, Jaylen Warren.
Funny joke. I said, that's 15, love.
Yeah, I'll take Jaylen Warren as RB4. I just got to hope he makes it 3 more picks.
Oh. JB who?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dalton Kincaid is still there, too. In the 10th round?
Wow, I'd grab Kincaid.
I got some options. Kincaid or Warren. Well, I picked 3rd, and it's coming down to me. But then going back up 5 picks later is Trevor Lawrence, my keeper. So I only get 1 pick on this turnaround. But getting Trevor Lawrence in round 11, I'm very, very happy with.
Yeah. Who's Warren? Who are you talking about with Warren?
Pittsburgh's backup. He's like their their speedy guy, their screen guy, their pass catcher.
So out of the backfield. I would go Kincaid. He might have a breakout year. He's going to be Buffalo's #1 tight end. And he's got Allen throwing him the ball. I don't know. There's also Michael Mayer. I got him as a stash guy too, because he's going to be the Raiders starting tight ends. Mayer.
There's Cole Kmet, there's Tyler Conklin. There's still some decent options for tight end too. Don't forget, I got Darren Waller already, so I got to play tight end every week. You know, I got a guy that's not questionable.
Yeah.
So I'd rather get my 4th running back than my 2nd tight end right here.
Right. Mayer went to Notre Dame.
He's on Vegas, right?
Yeah, he went to Notre Dame, and now he's
Notre Dame. My buddy Mike, if you remember from the tailgate, my cousin Mike, the one who had the truck with the pole and the flags, his son was like 3rd or 4th in his class at Colonia, New Jersey, and he's going to be a freshman at Notre Dame. So he went out there like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago now. So it's pretty cool, man, to know, someone I've known since he was born is out at Notre Dame right now. It's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. That field is the best thing these eyes have ever laid eyes on. They're the most beautiful thing these eyes have ever seen. Remember?
I know what you're talking about.
I got to admit, you cried during that movie. When he read that letter, that final letter, when he grabbed it and he sat on the grass and he opens it up and it goes, "We're pleased to inform you that you got in." And he stopped and he couldn't breathe. He started crying. You know, you teared up at that.
I didn't. I teared up when he got the sack in the game. I teared up when he got the sack.
Yeah. And
That's
you love
when I teared up.
and you love that black guy, that platform, the black guy that went.
Oh, that's The Rock.
Yeah,
There used to be a show on Channel 5, Rock.
that guy was the best.
One of the biggest
I don't
moments.
know nothing about nothing, but the key is sitting there right.
All right, so now I don't pick for a while. Jesus Christ. This is going on 2 hours right now. They're in Atlantic City. They're at a restaurant, the best damn sports bar at the Tropicana.
Oh,
I'm so happy that I'm not down there for this. I
Yeah,
mean, my legs are swollen already sitting here. I had therapy. If I had to sit in a car for 2 hours, sit there for 4 hours, and then sit in a car coming back home, my legs would be so goddamn swollen.
would there be wings though?
I just had some grapes. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not a big travel and eat guy. I want to eat at home. Something just a little bit. Now you're gonna outline yourself. James Conway, good fellow. Nice.
He loves that line. He loves that quote.
Well, my nickname in high school was Shinebox
Oh,
because of the Goodfellas movie.
wow.
That freshman year, they're like, "Wait, I'm playing basketball in the locker room." I'm like, "Hey, why don't you go get your Shinebox?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, they're doing that." And then it rolled into Shine Dog.
Well, you should have taken like a hammer, went over and hit the first person that said it, whack him on the head, drag him into the trunk of a car, drive him up somewhere, bury their body.
I hooked up with his sister after he graduated because he was a senior. Does that count?
Joe Pesci played some pretty awesome mobsters. I mean, he always dies, but like, but while he's alive, he's pretty scary.
Yeah, and you know it's coming too. It's like, all right, Joe Pesci's in this movie. When's the bullet coming, and from who? Like you start playing a guessing game 5 minutes into the movie.
Yeah,
if he's a tough guy, you know he's gonna piss somebody off and get whacked.
Yep, I amuse you like a clown. You're saying like I'm like a clown that amuses you.
I don't like that. I gotta pay drafting while distracted.
Grandizer gets all the information. Rock actor Charles S. Dutton.
Rudy, rock actor. Yeah, Charles. Yeah. And then his brother from the show The Rock is the director on NCIS. Director Vance. That was his brother on Rock. One of the biggest moments for me as a kid watching TV was Rock on Sunday night did the first live sitcom on like television. They did their episode of Rock live on a Sunday night. And I just remember that being like a huge event as a kid. But my childhood sucked, so that was like the highlight of my childhood, obviously.
See what Grandizer put up there, guys? If you subscribe to this channel, how have you not supported me and subscribe to my channel, Brooklyn Brothers Food Review? Please go onto YouTube and search for Brooklyn Brothers Food Review and subscribe to the channel. Watch some of the videos. They're addictive. You'll end up watching 10 or 12 of them. It'll give you lots of fun entertainment. Brooklyn Brothers Food Review. It's really my pride and joy. Screw all this. I could shut this channel down and just put my focus in that food review channel.
You're just hoping that you get big enough on the food review channel where you can get donations and you'll never have to pay for a meal again.
Well, that would be my dream. As I walk in and people start buzzing. Oh, that's one of the Cravat brothers. And then like the chef comes out. Like one day
you want to be like Portnoy? Hold on. The main pizza guy's off today. We got to call in the main guy for you. We've been waiting for you.
I'd walk into the hotel in North Carolina. Where's Knobcraft? I want Knobcraft to cook my dinner.
He's in the back with two ladies. Well, get him out here right now.
All right. Anyway, yeah, definitely. What you got cooking, Nick?
I'm gonna have a couple. I'm gonna have a couple of Tyson's air fried chicken breasts.
No.
frozen,
I
pre-cooked.
mean
I'm
your
gonna-
next show, moron.
Well, you're talking food, dumbass. I thought you were going to continue talking food. I got therapy tomorrow, 10 to 11. So regular season schedule is there. Salah goes to the media before practice. So maybe 12, 1 o'clock if you want. 1 o'clock, say, during the day. If you're available, we'll hop on. We'll do a show.
All right, so guys, look for that tomorrow, and then I'll be on the Thursday thick of it tomorrow with the green one, and that's about it. And
green day.
I'll be back Sunday night with a Sunday night rant, and
Sunday holiday weekend. You're going on the holiday weekend.
Maybe just for a rant, maybe a half an hour, just me ranting and complaining and whining. Got a few things that I'm frustrated about that I want to let out and kind of like release. So anyway,
here's a preview, everyone. Here's a preview. Can you mind if I give the fans a preview?
Give them a preview.
No human being should have McDonald's 13 times in one weekend, but I did it. I don't know why. My wife kept telling me no. I told her I take the dog for the walk. We come home, the dog's paws are clean. Dog never got on the grass. Dog hopped in the car and sat shotgun. Never told her about it.
Unbelievable. All right, guys. Goodbye. Love
All
you.
you say about me, and I went too far with that. Everything you say about me, and I say that you're sneaking off. What I say to you today on the phone, honey, I'm having another relationship. It's with the lady from the drive-thru. She gives me extra sauce.
Oh yeah. Go. Amazing. That's my boy.
He breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good. Overtime. Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown.
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beats it.